the biggest Street View update in the past, I don't know how many, like 5 or more years, is about to drop, and we just received confirmation about it. Um, I just sat down, I just made some nice and fresh dinner. It's still hot, it's still warm, it still smells really nice. I was like, you know what? Now that I've got my dinner, let's check out what's going on. And I opened the Virtual Streets Discord, and literally 3 minutes ago, I see a message with this screenshot, which I'll open here in just a second. There it is. And if you are a, you know, Street View enthusiast, a GeoGuessr player, maybe this image already tells you what it means, or maybe you already saw it in the title and thumbnail, of course. But India is officially going to get a massive Street View update. So if you're not very familiar, I can quickly explain how this works. So as you know, Google Street View exists in a bunch of countries, not all of them, and you can see where the coverage is with these blue lines. And in India, you can see that there are a lot of blue lines, so you would think there is coverage, which there is, in fact. Um, but sadly, if you look at the coverage quality, it's not very good. you know, in the GeoGuessr community, we call this poop cam because, yeah, it just looks not that great. It's also present in other countries. Nigeria has a bit, South Tome has a bit. There's a bunch of them, but let's not get into that. Um, the point is that all of this coverage that we see in India right now, sadly, has been covered by this not so great camera quality. And this one's still a decent one, but like there's definitely some there. Yeah, it's just like not really high resolution. If you zoom in, you can not see too much. The sun is just super bright. So yeah, overall, not just the best camera quality. And you can see in other countries, the camera quality is much nicer. If you just click around, okay, this one's Gen 3 actually, but um, okay, I'm getting a bit unlucky with these. Oh, come on, okay, let's go to Norway. Oh, look at this. Oh, gorgeous location as well, but um, that's sort of the camera quality. That's the best camera quality we have in Street View. We call it Gen 4 cameras. Um, and they're driving in a lot of places all around the world. Multiple countries in every continent basically have this sort of camera quality. We were hoping and praying for times like these when India would have Gen 4 camera quality, because India is a massive country. It's got all kinds of landscapes, it's got all kinds of languages, and when you have that higher quality, you can just see things better. You can see them um, in all their glory. You can zoom into the text, you can read the text. Um, so yeah, in within the GeoGuessr community at least, it's always India has always been one of those topics where it's like everyone really wants to play it, really wants to get good at it, but the camera quality holds people back from doing that. And now that we have this confirmation that we are going to get Gen 4 very good camera quality in India, this sort of changes the game. We've been waiting for this for a long time. So even though we have coverage in India, this same location is going to look way different in a way because it's going to be, the camera is just going to be a lot nicer. Um, if you are more familiar with Street View and I don't know, Google Map, GeoGuessr, I guess, um, maybe you'll recognize that this is a small cam, as we call it, um, which is also a Gen 4 camera. Like I said, Gen 4 is this high, vibrant color camera. Um, but for the longest time, it was a bigger camera. I don't really have an image at hand here, but this thing used to be bigger, so it was a bulkier setup to carry around. So to transport that camera to different countries, these are expensive, very expensive cameras, by the way. So it's not like, yeah, it's not very easy for Google to just send Gen 4 cameras everywhere, I guess. Um, so that's why they made this small cam, which is a bit more compact, the whole setup on top as well, so that it can be shipped easier to other countries, and yeah, that way you can get coverage in more countries, I guess. So ever since we heard about the small cam, we were always hoping that India would get this Gen 4 small cam coverage. And indeed, that seems to be happening. We have seen small cam coverage being released before. We've seen it in a bunch of countries in Europe. A recent example is Puerto Rico as well. And here's one example. Okay, so there you can even see the small camera in action, but yeah, this is what the uh, you know, coverage quality looks like. Like I said, it's Gen 4 coverage basically. It's a little bit worse than the normal Gen 4, but that you have to make some quality sacrifices, I guess, if you want to make the whole setup a bit more compact. But it's still really good. Like if you zoom in, it's still fairly clear, I would say. The colors are nice and all of that. I don't want to help improve Google Maps right now. Um, but yeah, so this is the sort of coverage quality that we're expecting now in India. Right now, we've just found this one video, which I share a screenshot of here, which is close to Hyderabad. So, um, yeah, and this is literally from like a few minutes ago. So that's the only thing we have to go off of right now. But this is sort of, our first proof, our first confirmation that we're going to get Gen 4 in India. Um, and yeah, hopefully in the future they'll drive, all the different areas in the country. Like you can see right now, they've like the coverage density in India is super dense, even though it's such a big country. So they really drove a lot with the poop cam, as we call it. Um, so yeah, really we hope that they go drive all of these areas again with the Gen 4 camera, and hopefully we can see all of these amazing areas in better quality in the future. And when I started playing GeoGuessr, which was like December 2020, all India had was just a few like trekkers and like famous monuments, famous, I don't know, universities and just like bunch of public places. So you couldn't really see India too much. Then eventually we got this coverage and we were super excited. I made a video about it back then as well, I think. Um, that we can finally get Street View in India. And now it looks like we're gonna get actual good quality Street View. So it's massive. India is a massive country. You've got you know the Himalayas up here, massive mountains. You've got beautiful mountain ranges in a bunch of different parts of the country. You've got deserts. You've got coastlines. Like India has a lot of different landscapes. And me being personally also from India originally, it also feels even more special, I guess, to me that my home country finally gets good Street View coverage. One more thing I wanted to mention was that we don't actually know when this Street View coverage will be released, but as we saw, I think in Puerto Rico, it got released like very quickly after we saw the car spottings. So there is a chance that we already can see some coverage being released in January, which would be crazy. Uh, on average, I would say it usually takes like longer, 6 months or so. But we can be a bit hopeful that the India coverage drops sooner, because I think India coverage in the past has also been dropping fairly quickly after they drove. Um, so right now, let's say it's 30th December when I'm recording this and we see this. So, you know, um, if this coverage that was taken in December gets released within a month or so, that would be super quick by usual Google Street View standards. So that's what we're praying for now, that we get to see Gen 4 India coverage soon and that they cover um, the vast expanse of the country as densely as possible. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited. Hope you guys are as well. Let me know in the comments what you think about all this. And yeah, I'll see you next year, I guess, because yeah, it's almost New Year's. So happy New Year's to you as well.